Hey everybody, I'm coming making this video message to tell each and every one of you who is viewing it to be very careful of the lust and the seduction spirits and the emotions that the enemy is also trying to use to take down men and women of God in this season. The reason why I wanted to make this video message is to let you all know that the enemy is very, very clever in how he uses your emotions against you to cause you to fall or to go off the path that God has you on. Some of you all are battling different things. You all are battling mental torment. You all are battling things in your body from different infirmities. Some of you all are battling different things financially. You all are battling things within your family. You all could be battling some things just in the core of your soul that you don't necessarily understand. And when you are left open to certain attacks and battles, it begins to wear on you where you want to sometimes give up. And some of you all may feel discouraged, and some of you all may feel like, what is really the point of it all? I am praying, I am fasting, I am trusting, I am believing in God, but my whole life, all I have done is fought, waited, prayed, and trusted in God. And every time I turn around, it's something else. So I understand that a lot of you brothers and sisters in Christ, these are your thoughts and these are the things that you are dealing with and battling. And just to reassure you all and comfort you, I want to let you all know you are definitely not alone. But I want you all to be very careful and watchful of your emotions, because with these particular strongholds and battles, the enemy will sometimes hit you with false, fake, and impure desires, beliefs, and emotions that are truly not coming from you, and they are truly not coming from God. And he will send certain people right at your breaking point, and you will become so seduced by a spirit of lust that some of these men and women carry that you will really be believing that they are your husband or they are your wife, or you will be believing that you are supposed to have a possible future with them. Now, let me tell you guys something. Some of you all, because of you recently coming out of heartbreak, and some of you all have been on a celibacy and a walk of abstinence. And some of you all may even be virgins. And many of you are probably dealing with divorces and the pain of those divorces, or you broke up with an ex-girlfriend or an ex-boyfriend. All of those that I just named, especially single women, and some of you single men, but I really want to more so target the single women. You all must be very watchful over your emotions. And today in this video message, I want to tell you all, be praying about the instability of your emotions. And if you have a very strong desire to have sex, I'm talking about it seems like it is out of control when a particular person comes around, or a particular person comes to your mind, or you have just got introduced to a particular man or woman, you better put that man or that woman on the altar. Because when I tell you that Satan himself will send a man or woman to you, and that lust spirit and that spirit of seduction will be so high to where you will totally miss that it's just pure lust, and you will be believing that it's love. You will be thinking and believing, this is my wife, this is my husband, I should be with her, I should be with him, I truly believe that God sent him or her. I'm telling you all, the devil is a liar. And some of these men and women, they come with a heavy spirit of seduction and lust in them. And you know what a lot of the saints are doing? Some of you all, what you're doing is that when you feel these emotions and these feelings coming to you, you all are letting it sit and marinate too long. You are allowing it to build up. You are allowing it to sit in you. You are thinking a little bit too long on these sexual, lustful thoughts, and you are entertaining certain men and women who claim that they like you and they want to get to know you. But you know that their behavior is not consistent with you. And you know things that they are telling you or certain things you are seeing is not lining up, not only with the word of God, but it's not lining up with who they say they are. And so I'm telling you all, because the season of the saints in battle and spiritual warfare, the enemy is using so many different tactics and distractions. I made the video message for you all a couple of days ago, and I told you it's a setup. And this is another video that I'm releasing, and another part of the setup is the lust and the seduction spirit. I have seen so many brothers and sisters in Christ literally be fooled because a man has started talking to them. I've had mighty women of God come and say, I know that particular man is my husband. God told me he was my husband. I've known men to say, oh, I know that particular woman is my wife. I connect with her. I can relate to her. You all better start putting these men and women who are coming into your life and who are calling you and texting you and who are spending a certain amount of time with you. You better go and take them to the altar. Take them to the altar and see if God approves of these men or these women who you are now interacting with. Because let me tell you something about the spirit of seduction. It comes and it drains you. And it doesn't just drain you in a sense of you are just believing that this man or woman is your husband or wife, but you are getting drained in a sense of a part of you seems to be getting sucked away, and there is less purity and less holiness, and it's more carnality. And you are operating more in your flesh when this person comes around. Let me tell you something. If a thought comes to your mind about a man that says he likes you, or a woman that says she's interested or you're interested in her, and the only heavy thoughts that keeps coming to you about that particular person is sex and it's lust, or you just keep telling yourself, this is my spouse, this is my husband, this is my wife. I'm going to tell you all need to be putting that man or that woman on the altar. Because when you get out of yourself, okay, meaning you get out of your flesh and you start going to God about that particular man or woman, you will find out that that voice you heard that told you that was your husband or your wife, that was the enemy that lied and told you that. Satan does so many things to trip us up. He tries. And one thing that I see him also doing with a lot of men and women of God, he is telling a lot of you all that a particular man or woman is your kingdom spouse. And this becomes your focus. You all are turning down your plate. Not all of you, but some of you all are turning down your plate. You are fasting about that particular man or woman. Some of you all, your whole focus. This is where that spirit of seduction comes in. But I rebuke that spirit of lust and seduction. That man or that woman that you probably believe is your husband or your wife, if God did not tell you that, and I'm not talking about one time, you got to sit on that, because the enemy lies about your future. I don't think a lot of you all know that the enemy will tell you exactly what you want to hear, and he will send who he knows your type is. And it's all to trip you up, to keep you unfocused, distracted, full of lust, and to walk off the path that God has you on to do his work. There is an obsession in the kingdom of God with kingdom spouses. And I'm not saying that God has not spoken to certain men and women. I'm not going to touch that. I'm not saying that God has not spoken to some of you for real and dealt with you or showed you and told you that a particular man or woman is your kingdom spouse. But for some of you all, the enemy is playing a game with you. He is lying to you and telling you this to keep you distracted. Some of you all, you have become so obsessed with the kingdom spouse, you are no longer even praying for the bigger things that are going on around you. You are no longer praying about your health. You are no longer praying for your children. You are no longer praying for your finances. You are no longer praying about the position and part you're supposed to play in ministry. Your whole thought, prayer life, and focus is on your kingdom spouse. And I'm telling you all, that is not of God. Your focus has to be God first. And when you all are feeling like it's something you cannot control in your body, and you're looking at that particular man or woman, or you're thinking about that particular man or woman, and all that is coming to you is sex, and you will feel jealousy rising up in you at the thought of them being with someone else, or you see them talking to someone else, or they tell you a particular person is calling and texting their phone. When I tell you, these emotions, these thoughts, and these feelings, people of God, is not from the Lord. Be careful about these men and women who are approaching you. People can sense and they can see, especially to my single sisters. Some men can see your desperation. Some men can see your vulnerability. Some men can see your brokenness. Men know when you are a woman that desires a husband. There are some women, this is to my brothers now, they know when you are a man that desires a good woman in your life, or when you want a woman that you really can trust, and they come in the packaging that you have only fantasized and dreamed about. But when I tell you all, you have to stop allowing these feelings, these thoughts, and these lustful desires for that particular person. Stop letting it come and sit in your spirit and in your mind for a long time. The instant these things come in, you got to start giving this stuff to God. You have to start giving this stuff to God. And when you begin to put that particular man or woman who is saying that they are interested in you or they like you on the altar, and you just be patient and sit and wait. Wait on God. Wait on God. Wait on God. That is in my spirit to tell you guys. You guys have to stop getting ahead of the Lord. Stop playing with your life. You all have been, many of you have been heartbroken enough. You've been married more than once or twice. You've broken up with enough women. You've broken up with enough men, or you've been dumped and your heart has been broken by enough men and enough women. You have been played enough. You have been gaslighted enough. You have been breadcrumbed enough. You have been manipulated enough. And many of you women, your body has been used enough. And this seems to be a tactic that the enemy is constantly and repeatedly using in a vicious cycle for many of you all. But in this season, you have to pay careful attention to your emotions. Your emotions will have you believing that someone, again, is your husband, or someone is your wife, or you will even be feeling like and believing, I am in love with this person. God sent her to me. God sent him to me. But in the heart of that particular man that you are allowing in your house and to call your phone and you're going out to dinner with him, or you're going out to dinner with her, and you are opening yourself up quickly, trusting them, and sharing personal, intimate details of your life with them. Up underneath that person and in their heart, they are a wolf in sheep's clothing. You gotta watch these people out here. Some of these men and women are walking around unsaved. They dabble in witchcraft. They are dabbling, playing with crystals. They are taking your photos, praying prayers over you. They are trying to cast love spells. See, this stuff sounds far-fetched to a lot of you all, but a lot of these men and women are involved in this. The spirit of witchcraft is also very thick. It is very thick. There are Christian people, men and women of God, that dabble in this stuff. And so it's been in me for a while to release this video message to talk about the spirit of seduction and the spirit of lust. I don't care how fine that man or that woman is, or how you feel safe around them, or how you feel and you're just so convinced this is your husband or your wife. That person is literally sent from the enemy. This is not for everybody, but it's for some of you all. What is happening with you on a day-to-day basis? Where is your focus at? If you keep hearing this person's name come in your spirit and come in your mind, or you're distracted, you can barely work, you can barely pray, you keep feeling like, I want to have sex with this person. Some of you women and men, you have been on your walk of abstinence and celibacy for so long. God has brought some of you all so far. I've been in this for a little over 10 years. So I know what the enemy does. I know what he attempts to do. And for some of you all, God has brought you so far and kept you. He has purified you and he has delivered you. And one thing about it, when you feel your strongest, and when the enemy knows God has brought you from something, that is when he really, really will try you. So I'm sorry, guys. I don't want to break hearts today, but some of you all that's thinking a certain man or a certain woman is your kingdom spouse, they are not sent to you from God. They are not sent to you from God. If you can barely concentrate on what you're supposed to be doing, if you're constantly thinking about this person sexually, if it's a lot of confusion going on, you don't know a lot about that person, and they're keeping conversation general, but when you ask bigger questions or spiritual questions, it's not a lot of conversation with that, or the person is coming into your life and you all might be vibing where you all are going to lunch or you going to dinner, and they start to get to the point they're asking you for money, or they're trying to ease their way in and kind of throw hints out there like, oh, we should get a place together. Let's talk about that. Seduction and lust is tied to that. So in this season and in this video message, I want to let you all know, please be careful and pay attention to your emotions. If your emotions are not stable and they're up and down, and you're confused about that particular man or woman, more than likely that is not coming from God. God is not going to tell you one thing. I'm sorry, guys. God is not going to tell you one thing one day, and then a couple of hours later, he tells you something else. God is not going to Monday tell you one thing about that particular man, and then like Tuesday or Wednesday, he'll be like, oh no, that's not your husband, that's not your wife. God is not confused. He is not the author of confusion, but the enemy is. And the enemy will indeed lie about your future to keep you distracted on something or someone to just make you lose your focus. Watch these spirits. Don't have risky behavior. Some of you all, you're dabbling in a lot of risky behavior. Stop letting these people kiss on you and you're kissing them. Them demons will come with that too. It happened to me at one point. It happened to me. They will come, and you may not even be having sex with them, but they will come and they will try to seduce you with a deep, passionate kiss, and they will even start telling you that they love you. These demons will lie, and they will tell you everything you want to hear to try to knock you off your square. They will try to get you to get to the point. They'll try to get you to the point where you open up your legs, ladies. That's been single for a long time. You've been celibate for a long time. You've been abstinent for a long time. The dark is attracted to the light. Demons know purity when they see it. And one thing about the devil, he waits to be able to use certain things against you. The enemy waits. He wants to humiliate you. These demons will be manifested in someone, and they will come in and seduce you with how they look in their bodies, or they're kissing on you and telling you what you want to hear. And the minute you open your legs, lady, and you have sex, that same guy will go and brag and tell everybody, she was celibate for all them years, but I popped her. I had sex with her. She gave it up to me. Men, it happens to you too, where you a brother who is disciplined sexually and with your body. You don't give women easy access to you, but it'll be that woman with a Jezebel spirit or a heavy spirit of lust and perversion on her, and you will trust her. It'll just be like the situation that Samson had with Delilah. You share a secret with her, and she uses that very thing to weaken you and take you down. This stuff is real. And I had to bring it to the forefront to tell you guys about it. Watch these demons and watch these spirits. Now, everything is not demonic. We're not going to demonize and spiritualize every single thing. But I can tell you for a fact, this particular thing, with that spirit of lust and seduction and perversion, is thick and it's heavy in the spirit. You all are going to have to really get control of your emotions. Get control of your emotions. Stop the obsession with the kingdom spouses. You know for a fact if a particular man or woman is your husband or your wife. Don't make a fool of yourself either, because the enemy has lied to some of you all and told you as a woman that a particular man is your husband, and some of you all have gone to that man. And God didn't tell you to go to him. You just heard a voice tell you that, and you go to the man, and the man is looking at you like you crazy or like you have a mental problem. Some of the men, you have probably told a woman that. And if she ghosted you after that and stopped calling you and coming around, I'm telling you that's the reason why. The enemy wants to make a fool out of you. God does things decently and in order. He's decent and in order when he does something. God is not trying to embarrass and humiliate you. That is not the God that we serve. That's the video message, guys. Again, watch the risky behavior. Don't let these men and women come to you. I don't care how cool you all are. Don't be letting them put their tongue in your mouth and kiss on you and be rubbing all on you. You don't know where these people have been. You don't know where these people have been. You don't know if some of these people have HIV. Do you know that some of these demons are so deep in some of these people, and it is layers and layers and layers of issues within some of these people, to where so much stuff has happened in their life, they don't care about trying to take out another person because they have become bitter at the failures and the things that have gone on in their life. So they see a man or a woman that's pure, they gonna work overtime to try to take you down, because they feel like I don't have nothing to lose, and they have allowed their heart and spirit to be open to do evil. So I'm telling you all, watch it with the risky behavior. Watch it. People could have all types of diseases or HIV or anything, and they kissing on you, and they trying to intentionally put their saliva in your mouth so you can get some type of bacteria or some type of illness or sickness. The devil is a liar. I know what I see, and I know what the men and women of God are up against. The quickest way that the enemy tries to get you is sometimes through sex. He uses lust and seduction. He uses perversion. And I rebuke that spirit, that familiar spirit. Because some of you all are getting attached to men and women strictly because there is something common there with you. There's a trauma bond. Some of you all are forming trauma bonds because you were molested or you were raped when you were younger, and these demons know they can smell it. And although God has brought you from that and you have healed it, there's residue left. And some of you all are allowing them to come in and attach themselves to you again. Pray about your emotions. Come against that spirit of perversion, seduction, lust, and witchcraft. That's my video message. Well, guys, I know it's a sad time for you, but I gotta go. The Lord willing, I will be back with another video message. If any one of you have been offended by anything I spoke about in this video message, it's okay. I'm not concerned about it because I know you will forgive me in the morning.